Chinese admiral has thrown a bold threat against the United States amid ongoing disputes on the East and South China Seas. Rear Admiral Liu Yuan's statement stirred concerns after his December 20th speech at a 2018 military summit. Liu said, quote, "What the United States fears the most is taking casualties." The admiral was reportedly referring to China's attack, which could kill up to 10,000 U.S. crew by sinking 2 aircraft carriers. The admiral appears to undermine U.S. aircraft carriers as it reportedly boasts a new and highly capable anti-ship ballistic and cruise missiles. He added, "We'll see how frightened America is." It is not the first time the military official made an aggressive remark against countries involved in the territorial dispute. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis has since said consequences will continue to come home to roost if China will not work more collaboratively. For Global One, I'm Juliette Vora.
The US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is touring the Middle East on what's described as a mission focused on shoring up support among Arab allies against Iran. Since withdrawing from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal last year, the US has increased pressure on Tehran, which it accuses of being a destabilizing force in the region. Many Middle East experts say pushing Iran into a corner is a dangerous move. But in the Egyptian capital, Cairo, America's top diplomat didn't mince his words.
The nations of the Middle East will never enjoy security, achieve economic stability, or advance the dreams of their people if Iran's revolutionary regime persists on its current course. America's economic sanctions against the regime are the strongest in history and will keep getting tougher until Iran starts behaving like a normal country.
Pompeo's Middle East tour follows confusion about Donald Trump's withdrawal of around 2,000 US troops from northern Syria. The president's announcement shocked Arab allies as well as US political leaders and military commanders concerned that the battle against ISIL in Syria and the wider region is not over yet. Pompeo tried to reassure them.
President Trump has made the decision to bring our troops home from Syria. We always do, and now is the time. But this isn't a change of mission. We remain committed to the complete dismantling of ISIS, the ISIS threat, and the ongoing fight against radical Islamism in all of its forms.
The US withdrawal from Syria is also having ramifications for American relations with NATO ally Turkey. US troops have been working with Kurdish YPG fighters who control a large area of northern Syria close to the Turkish border. Turkey considers the YPG a terrorist organization. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said the suggestion on Tuesday by US National Security Advisor John Bolton of protecting the YPG as a precondition to the US troop withdrawal plan was a serious mistake. There was very little, if anything, from Pompeo about the stalled Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Very little on the Saudi and Emirati-led war in Yemen that has killed tens of thousands, displaced millions, with millions more threatened with famine and disease. Pressure increased on President Trump from both Democrat and Republican senators to end support for the Saudi involvement in Yemen after the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Many suspect Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered a Saudi hit squad to fly to Istanbul last October.
That the United States is the main provider of Saudi military assistance, aid, and support in the war in Yemen. So the United States is not an objective observer at the war of Yemen. It's an accomplice in the war of Yemen.
Pompeo was keen to lay much of the blame for what many describe as years of chaos in the Middle East on former President Barack Obama's administration. President Trump has reasserted America's control as a force for good in this region, he said. We have rediscovered our voice. There are millions of people throughout this region who are grateful for the US-led coalition's success in the battle against ISIL, but there will also be many made nervous by a US administration that blames the region's instability on the previous US president and Iran.